The the area that we have to grow, not the players have to grow, that we have to grow, is our communication. We didn't do a good enough job in our defensive communication, and that will come, and it'll be incumbent upon us as a coaching staff to work that communication and build that communication so that this team can be what I believe they are, which is a good unit.
Well, I guess you weren't surprised based on what you said the other night about the play at the end. What did you see from your perspective there?
We went man to man. They had been running a circle play out of bounds. They really didn't change, and they hadn't shown that in any of their other games. But we talked about it at halftime, and you know, he came clean. I think we missed the communication. We'll look at it and check it out, but I think we missed the communication. And we're gonna, you know, we have to do better than that. We have to, you know, win that game.
Phil, how much did throughout the course of the game their balance show why there's so much more than one guy with Raggy and of course, you know, Devin Brooks really getting into the paint?
Well, I mean, they had 20 of the 40 points at halftime, and you know, end up with 37. You know, Raggy, I think my recollection is Raggy 2 years ago in here didn't make a shot, and you know, we certainly talked about him. We just didn't do a good enough job of really tracking him. During one of the timeouts, one of the players said that they were screening the screener. I didn't see that, but that, you know, I believe in our guys, and if that's what they saw and that's what they felt, that's what we have to teach that better. No, they, you know, like, look, this. They have a really nice team, really nice team. You know, they got 40 points and a half. He took 5 shots, and you know, I think you could see, you know, the 28 wins and how many ever they've won in Doug's 3 years. You know, that carried with them. But I thought I was really impressed with the guys in my locker room, because down 7 and. Really not on fumes, but they just kept playing and took the lead, and you know, made a shot with 6 seconds left.
Doug had 20, but you guys frustrate him unlike most teams. What do you guys do? What's the philosophy on Doug that it makes it so tough for him to get the ball in the post?
To be honest with you, what we wanted to do was guard the passer, not him. I think he's a fascinating player to watch, because, and I read this somewhere, where he redirects the ball. He doesn't shoot it all the time in and around the basket. And I thought that both Ron and Halil, and then DeAndre took him at the very end, I thought that they did a really good job of getting their shoulders between him and the basket. I wasn't certain that we could guard him in the low post. I was much more concerned with those trail threes and the raise-up threes that he can make.
So can you talk about the rebound and free throws that Ronald made there, put you guys ahead late?
Yeah, I thought we had a nice little look. Langston had a nice look. We wanted to run a 3-man game with him, Halil, and Ron. And I think the biggest thing is Ron's ability to go to the foul line. You know, go back on the numbers. His freshman and probably his sophomore year, we had to take him out of the game in foul shooting situations, and through his work and Dave Duda's work, it's really a tribute to his work ethic that he could walk to the line and in that kind of situation, pressure pack game, and make those free throws.
Phil, you've played Creighton a lot in recent years. What's Brooks give them that maybe they didn't have before?
A scoring mentality from the guard spot. And we talked about him specifically trying to get to the front of the rim, and that's what he did. He got to the front of the rim quite a bit. You know, DeAndre made a great play at the end, blocked a shot. But the other point guards that they've had have been kind of like pace setters. Now he's a finisher. The young fella, Mangat, is a three-point threat. The kid's off the bench of three, and he's a guard that can get to the front of the rim.
Phil had virtually every assist in the second half on all those threes. Against a team like that, is that the way you want the offense to kind of run through?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Mike. I think we took too many threes. Now, because they came out of the low post, I can live with them. But I think that in the way the game is being called now, and really our numbers would indicate, like that's an unusual output for us to be able to shoot 45% from three.
They were inside out.
Yeah, we wanted to. That was our game plan, was to play inside out, to get him and Ron. And we have to work with Ron because Ron gets frozen in there. He's got to lift out and give us a high-low look, and not just, you know, a double low post look. But yeah, we're going to run offense through him because he sees the game a little differently.
Phil, I don't know if you comment on DeAndre's performance. Could you just tell me what you thought about him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he is what we thought he's been. Like that, you know, that's not a game for an 18-year-old, and he doesn't think and play like an 18-year-old. He had one bad casual turnover, like on a outside bump screen, and he threw a real casual pass. So his shooting has been better than I would have anticipated, and it's because he believes the ball's going in the basket. It's not great form, but he has great confidence that the ball's going in the basket. I liked the drive in the first half. I thought that was his best play of the game.
Chemistry noticeable better, even though it's just a couple of games, in terms of the flow and in terms of the pieces fitting together from what you've seen?
I have a really great team. Now, there's pieces missing. There's basketball pieces, but these guys, you can't wait to get to work with them in every aspect. They're you know, the way they're perceived on campus, recruiting. I took one of them last night on a recruiting dinner with me, and he ran the table. It wasn't me, it was him. They're really, and what's interesting is one of the intangible keys to this game was to grow our team, because we led for 78 of 80 minutes, and there was a lot of like, I got it, I hear you, my fault, that kind of thing. Apologizing in the timeout huddles to each other. Practices have been crisp. There hasn't been downtime, worrying about other agendas. And now we'll see. You know, like these timeouts were good. They were productive. They were saying all the right things. Now we have to carry that over on Monday. But I really enjoy this team.
One more?
Thank you.
Okay. Coach McDermott and Doug McDermott are coming in. Our last